It is another edition of Time About the Movies, and today we're taking a look at the 4 films released on May 22nd, 2009. And, after what I had to go through tonight with the NFL Draft, if you already didn't see that video, go check it out over on the other channel, the Reviewing Network Live, and let's just say that, once you see that, you'll know how and why I'm in such a rotten mood right now. But, it's good we have a weekend like this, because there are 4 movies that we have here. All of them are pretty good, so hey, we can make something good out of this night after all. So let's start off with the biggest new release of the weekend, which is, of course, Night at the Museum, Battle of the Smithsonian.
Hey! What are you doing? You're moving in with some ITT, bro.
ITT?
It's intent to touch, homie.
I'm sorry, last time I checked, I thought we lived in a free country, so...
No, we don't.
No?
It's the United States of don't touch that thing right in front of you.
So you're saying I can't touch
You can't
right?
remember from
I
4
can't
seconds
do
ago.
this, right? I'm not allowed to do
I'm
that?
gonna hit you with a flashlight.
Oh, now you are trying to think.
Don't touch it.
Don't touch me with that.
You wanna see what happens when I do it one more time?
Let's see what happens.
Watch you do nothing. Let's watch you do nothing when I do this.
I've seen things you cannot imagine. What kind of stuff?
Good to see you, lad. If it ain't Mr. Big in the britches himself. This is the Smithsonian. This is the big leagues. I have come back to life.
Yeah, no, I heard that. I got that. Welcome back.
Mr. Thinker, we really need someone to translate this tablet.
Thinking.
It's not happening with him.
Is that you breathing? Because I can't hear myself think. There's just too much going on here. You're asthmatic, you're a robot. And what is the cape for? Are we going to the opera? I don't think so.
You know, can't all be Einstein.
I am, we are, he is, you are, me too. And that's the way, we like it.
Great Gatsby.
Oh. Stop. Just stop. You need to concentrate on slapping the enemy.
So this is, of course, a sequel to Night at the Museum, where you have Ben Stiller returning as a night museum security guard, Larry Daly, who gets back in there just in time to find that he needs to get his friends out of trouble. The new installment takes us to the Smithsonian Institute and introduces us to new characters such as Amelia Earhart, General Custer, and many more. Amelia Earhart in this is being played by Amy Adams. General Custer is played by Bill Hader. And you have a cast that includes John Barenthal as a young Al Capone, and also a lot of the same people from the first movie are back as well. But the big new baddie in this is played by Hank Azaria, who plays Kamon Ra. Another one of those time periods where they were really trying to push Hank Azaria as the next big comedy star. I mean, they tried to do it in the past, in the 90s, when The Simpsons was just coming on. They tried to make him the next big movie star. He was in stuff like The Birdcage and Godzilla. And they had a couple of TV shows where he was trying to break out from The Simpsons in general. None of them were really that successful overall. Then he kind of went back to The Simpsons, and then around this time they tried again with him. They tried to make him the next bit, try to make him a star again with this, and then following that he was Gargamel in the Smurf movies. And then he had a TV series on NBC, which again didn't last very long, which I've always liked Hank Azaria. I've always thought he was a very good actor in here, and as Kamon Ra, he's a pretty good villain overall. But the film itself really is one of those movies where you gotta accept the movie for what it is. You're not going in there to see some groundbreaking, incredible stuff here in general. But what you're going in there for, see all these big celebrities in here, see all these actors, and pretty much a good, fun, over-the-top movie in general. And it's like the first movie overall. I mean, it's a really solid, entertaining movie. It's a very fun film. It's a film that knows exactly what it is, and it knows how to entertain its audience, and it does that very well. It's very much like the first film, with some bigger names in here, and some good chemistry between Ben Stiller and Amy Adams as they kind of build this relationship together, and there's kind of a nice little twist at the very end in which he plays another character in the movie that you don't really see coming, and yeah, the movie itself knows exactly what it is. It's there to just be a good, fun time, and this is really something that works very well in the favor of the film coming out in the summertime. Unlike the year before, we had the Chronicles of Narnia, which that movie played better during the holiday season. This was also a holiday hit, but this movie did a pretty good job of taking away the holiday movie aspect and, bringing it to the one of the most notable museums in the world, the Smithsonian, and delivering a pretty good job of entertaining its audience overall. It's a very fun film. I mean, you got a scene in here where Darth Vader and Oscar the Grouch are in one scene, and it works. It's very funny, it's very silly, and it makes more sense than Kermit the Frog just randomly showing up at Mr. Magorium's Wonder Emporium. Like, why the hell is he even in there, man? It's just like, it doesn't make any sense at all, But in here, it makes sense why they're in there, because Darth Vader and Oscar the Grouch are in the Smithsonian. As far as I know, I think the Sesame Street characters are in the Smithsonian, but yeah, overall, the film is very fun. It's a very fun movie. It's not asking you to be smart with it. Just go in there, you have a good time with it, and it delivers everything it promises. It's a silly, fun movie, and it works because of that. It's a very good movie. If you like the first one, you'll definitely like the second one. So that's Night at the Museum, Battle of the Smithsonian. Let's move on to the next movie, which is definitely another very underrated movie, in my opinion. And what I think is the last good Terminator movie we ever got. This is Terminator Salvation.
I knew it. I knew it was coming. But this is not the future my mother warned me about. And in this future, I don't know if we can win this war. This is John Connor.
I mean, talk about a really good build-up for this movie. I mean, they were setting this up a year in advance. Like, that trailer was shown during The Dark Knight. Christian Bale had all this buzz coming off of that movie. Nothing could really hurt this movie whatsoever. Absolutely nothing.
Fucking ass! I want you off the fucking set, you prick! No, don't just be sorry. Think for one fucking second. The fuck are you doing?
Yeah, you didn't think I was not going to bring that up, did you? And I'm also not going to let you forget one of the more important lines from that little rant right there.
I was looking at the light.
Oh, good for you! And how was it? I hope it was fucking good because it's useless now, isn't it?
But in his defense, that's a seasoned actor. That's an Academy Award-winning actor telling the director Charlie's Angels to, hey, get your shit together and get these people to do what you're supposed to do. Because, at the time, Christian Bale was seen as the bad guy for that. And it was one of those things where it's just like it hurt the movie overall in terms of its box office. And, I mean, the guy was basically just telling the guy to just, hey, do your fucking job as a director. Like, he was telling McG what to do, and McG just didn't give a crap about it, because why should he? He's the director of the Charlie's Angels movies. Of course he's not going to give a crap about this, even though his name is on this movie. This is supposed to be the start of a new franchise of films. And as I said before, it's definitely the last good Terminator movie, because what have we had since then? We had a Terminator reboot that completely retconned everything that happened after Terminator 1, basically pretending Terminator 2 didn't even exist, and basically throwing Arnold Schwarzenegger back in a movie where he completely felt lifeless. And then another reboot came out that completely dismantled that as well, and now we've had absolutely nothing from the Terminator series since then. But this is definitely a return to a film that is definitely what I think of when I think of a Terminator movie. This is a departure from the previous films, where you have a post-apocalyptic film set in the year 2018, focusing on the war between Skynet's machine network and humanity, and as the remnants of the world's militaries have united to form the resistance to fight against Skynet. Bill plays John Connor, a resistance fighter and central character, while Worthington plays cyborg Marcus Wright, Sam Worthington, I should say, who started in this, of course, before he found much bigger success with Avatar, which the marketing really screwed this over, because they spoiled the big twist about that character in the trailer. And I think that's also another thing that led a lot of people to stay away from this movie, which really sucks about it. But you also have Anton Yelchin, the late Anton Yelchin, playing a young Kyle Reese, of course, first introduced in The Terminator, and the film depicts the origins of the T-800 Terminator. And like I said, it's definitely a film that you look at and just like, yeah, this is exactly what I want to see in a Terminator movie. This is exactly what I want to see. Like, I want to see the continuation. I want to, it's like, let's go see the Resistance instead of just rehashing the same thing we've done before. Let's see the Resistance is fighting the monsters, fighting the robots now, like in that timeline. Let's not go back in time again, because that story's been done before way too many times, and you're pushing your luck with that. And that's why Terminator Genisys and Terminator Dark Fate failed miserably at that, because they were not good movies. They were rehashing the same stuff they had done before. This one felt like it was doing something much different, much more intriguing, and could have led to something really, really good. But unfortunately, the film was a massive failure at the box office. It didn't perform the money that it should have, and they essentially canceled the film, the trilogy that they were going to work on, and thus we got the two terrible sequels that came after that. Not even sequels, requels, and like I said, they both failed miserably. This one does not, though. This one is intense. This one is action-packed. It delivers everything you can ask for in a movie like this, and then some. This is what I wanted to see in a Terminator movie. This is what I want to see. I don't want to see Dark Fate or Genisys just completely completely destroy whatever it had before, turning characters we're supposed to like into bad guys. Like, that was the big problem with Terminator Genisys. They turned John Connor into a bad guy for no reason whatsoever, and completely ruined whatever they were going to do with that series in general. And they were supposed to continue that in a series. Like it just didn't make any sense whatsoever. And yeah, I keep talking about how bad those movies are, but it just makes you, I just look back at this and I think to myself, what we could have had if people had given this movie the proper respect it deserved, because it's a good movie. It's a really solid film, and really, it's one of the best things McG has ever directed. McG was not a hack director. He made some good movies at the latter half of the decade with We Are Marshall and this, and it's just like, you know, it felt like he was half-assing it during that rant right there, because it seemed like he didn't want to do his job. And it's just like, that's your job, dude. Do you want to be taken seriously as a director or not? Like, I don't give Christian Bale the blame on that whatsoever. He was telling McG to do what needed to be done to make this a movie that was going to work. But the film really is a good movie. I think it's a very good film. It's the last good Terminator movie, and one I think definitely deserves a lot of reappraisal. And I really hope that it does get that in the years to come, because would you rather watch this, or would you rather watch two reboots that have done absolutely nothing to go back to the magic that the first Terminator movie had? This one did something different, and it worked. In my opinion, it worked. So, yeah, I recommend it. Terminator Salvation. It's definitely a movie I wish you people can give another shot at, because it really was something that actually is a lot better than you believe it to be. That's what I'm going to say. So, just sneezed before that last pause there, so that's why I'm kind of flabbergasted right now. But anyway, let's go ahead and move on to our next movie, and our next film is Dance Flick.
If you have a passion, if you have a dream, leave it all on the floor.
I'm Charity. I'm Megan. Oh, are you a dancer? I used to be, before my mom died. Megan, honey, you hungry? Hey, Megan, will you help me with my book?
Special delivery for Megan.
She's got the talent.
Do you really want to go to Julia?
Yeah.
Well, then it's on you to make your dream come true. Oh, black girls. So what you're gonna want to do is make that left, go up 3 blocks. I don't know you.
He's got the drive.
Well, let's do it. Look, man, they know I in team. There ain't? No.
What about group?
Not group either.
Crew.
Gang. No. Ensemble. You just mispronounced that word to make it sound like it had an I in it.
Now, that is how you do a spoof movie. I mean, you're taking stuff from a specific genre. You're not just doing every genre in general. And you get a mostly funny movie out of it. This is the Wayans brothers returning to what makes them work in general. You have a suburban girl played by Shoshana Bush who gets into a series of misadventures when she moves to the inner city and pursues dance. A nerdy street boy named Thomas Uncles, played by Damon Wayans Jr., is passionate about street dancing, but he is stuck working for a gang lord played by David Allen Greer. Megan later befriends Thomas's sister, played by Essence Atkins, who has a baby and poor parenting skills. Charity has her own issues dealing with her dim-witted baby daddy, played by Shawn Wayans, who is also a bad parent. Once Megan and Thomas spend more time together, they become dance partners and begin to fall in love. So essentially, you've got parodies of, say, The Last Dance, Hairspray, the Step Up movies, You Got Served, all these dance movies that were coming out in this decade. And unlike the movies of Friedberg and Seltzer, unlike some of the really bad Zucker movies that we got, American Carol, this movie delivered what it needs to do to make you laugh out loud. And there's some good laugh out loud moments in this movie. I mean, this is a funny movie. This is a really solid film. Not every joke works. Every once in a while there's a joke that comes around that really isn't all that funny, or just them kind of stretching it because I feel like the studio forced them to do the jokes that were in the Friedberg Seltzer movies in general. But this film works because it's the Wayans brothers doing what the Wayans brothers does best. This is why the scary movie films became as popular as they were, because this is what the Wayans brothers did with the scary movie films, and doing that with the horror genre. Now they're doing it with the dance genre. Like, make fun of the stuff. Do not be afraid to play it safe. Don't do the shit they did with Vampire Suck the year later, which was Friedberg and Seltzer doing that, and pretend like you're gonna spoof it and satirize it. But no, you don't want to satirize it because we don't want to offend anybody who likes those movies in general. They should be offended because they should be offended by the fact that they like that movie to begin with. But this movie is smart for the most part to do exactly what it needs to do to make you laugh out loud. And there are moments in here that legitimately make me laugh out loud. There's a lot of funny moments in here, a lot of funny people in here. This is just such a great movie. Great's maybe a stretch. It's a good movie overall. I'm not going to say great, but like I said, it's a flawed film. It definitely has moments that aren't as strong, but would you rather have this than have to sit through another stupid Friedberg Seltzer spoof movie? I think the answer to that is yes. So that's Dance Flick. So let's go ahead and wrap this up, taking a look at the last film we have here. One of Steven Soderbergh's more underrated films, starring, of all people, a porn star. This is The Girlfriend Experience. So The Girlfriend Experience is a story about, it takes place during the lead up to the 2008 election, where you have a high-end Manhattan escort played by porn star Sasha Grey, who meets the challenges of her boyfriend, her clients, and her work. Chelsea, real name Christine, specializes in offering girlfriend experiences. She finds that lately her clients are spending less and less on her services and are troubled by the Great Recession, because we had the Great Recession at that time, a topic that they raise frequently in her company. She's also interviewed by a journalist who questions her about her work and personal life, and she goes from client to perform her services. And Steven Soderbergh has been on a roll with these movies. I mean, he very rarely misses. Like, every once in a while we'll have one bad movie, like Contagion's an example of that. But, this year he had two really solid films in Presence and Black Bag. Black Bag, I think, is probably up there with one of my favorite movies of the year. I love that movie. I haven't gotten a chance to talk about it yet since I just saw it not too long ago, but it's really one of my favorite films of the year. Cate Blanchett and Michael Fassbender are great in that movie, but we'll save that for another time. This movie works really well. It's a really slick, cool-looking indie film, and Sasha Grey really does give a really solid performance in a more mainstream role than what she was doing at that time. And this movie was a success overall. It did very well to actually spawn a television series that ran for a couple of seasons on Starz, so it has a legacy to it overall. But most people, I don't think, remember that this is actually based off of a movie, and that show's based off of a movie, and a really good movie at that, tying into the events of the time period, never feeling like it's dated in any way, shape, or form, but it's a really solid movie, and it works very well because the leading actress is so good in here, and her situations in here are very complex and very compelling. Like, you do get invested in why she does this. You do get invested in the storyline, and it just works really well. It's a very engaging film. It's a very well-made, well-intelligent film. Intelligently, Toy Boat? It's a well-made, intelligent, well-done film. That's what I'm trying to say. Bottom line, check out The Girlfriend Experience. If you like Steven Soderbergh's work, you'll definitely enjoy it. That's all I want to say from that one. See, I feel a whole lot better already. What a good week of movies, and what a way to wrap up this episode of Time About the Movies. And we'll continue the trend as we wrap May up next time around. We've got 2 movies coming up here. One of the best movies of the year, one of Pixar's best movies, Disney and Pixar's Up, with Ed Asner leading the voice cast off of that one. And Sam Raimi's latest movie, a return to form for him, back to his horror roots, with Drag Me to Hell with Alison Lohman and Justin Long. Is that Alison Lohman? Yeah, Alison Lohman. I knew that was probably her, but you know, his first movie after leaving the Spider-Man series, and a pretty good one. So we have 2 great movies to wrap up the month of May. We'll take a look at both of them tomorrow on the show, so definitely be on the lookout for that. But with all that said, though, thank you so much for watching this. I hope you enjoyed it, because if you did, please go ahead and hit that playlist on the next page. Check out the previous episode. Also, don't forget to hit the like button, the subscribe button, notification button, and the bell, so you get updates when videos come out, and we do post new videos here every day. So, with all that said, I am off. I'll see you guys next time, and until then, as always, take care.